From MTN News, you're watching Montana This Morning.
The city of Bozeman releases their findings on inclusivity and non-discrimination across the city. I'm Gabby Crevitt, and I'll have those details coming up.
Also ahead, what you can do to make sure your home is protected as Montana moves into its fire season.
It is right at 6:30 on this Monday. Chet Lehman, Caitlin Corbett, Matt Elwell with you here as we start into the final full week of July.
Bite your tongue,
How
Chet.
crazy is
Yeah,
that?
I cannot even believe that.
I know. Where'd the summer go?
It's gone up pretty quickly.
Yes.
It's like a short fuse for us. Pretty soon it's going to be over. Temperatures right now 40s and 50s, 37 in West Yellowstone. Clear skies. It's going to be a beautiful but hot afternoon. Not a lot of wind expected. Our daytime temperatures into the mid to upper 80s, maybe some 90s on tap, but our rain chances are pretty limited for today. We'll break down what you can expect as we get closer to the mid part of the week and your weekend. That's all coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you for that, Matt. The Bozeman City Commission will be reviewing its diversity and non-discrimination policies tonight at its weekly meeting.
MTN's Gabby Crevitt has the details on that discussion that was promoted by the Black Lives Matter rally in Bozeman more than a month ago.
A little over a month ago, the Black Lives Matter rally took over the streets of downtown Bozeman, with over 2,000 people showing their support for the nationwide movement. Later, the Bozeman City Commission met and said they hear Bozeman residents, and they're ready to show that they are listening.
What are we doing now? What are we doing well? And most importantly, what do we need to improve?
Those were the questions city commissioners asked the city manager to investigate when it comes to citywide diversity, anti-discrimination, and inclusion. On Monday night, city commissioners will hear a special presentation of the city manager's findings.
And so there are 24 specific suggestions. Some of them are broad to make sure, hey, we're going to come back every quarter and give the public an update. We're going to talk about it. What did we learn? What are we doing well? Maybe there's a new idea.
The report also reviews the Bozeman Police Department's use of force policies.
The police department and its approach to de-escalation, that's a pretty good job. But even there with the de-escalation, there's some clear areas where we could do a better job. For example, the recommendation is that we speed up the process that was already underway to wear police cameras.
The report also dives in on how city employees and commissioners can promote inclusion and diversity from within.
Training across the board, not just for police officers, but all of the city employees. How we hire, who sits on our advisory boards as citizen volunteers, things like that, to make sure that we're as inclusive as possible so that we're a welcoming community.
City commissioners will make suggestions on how to proceed after the meeting on Monday night. The mayor says it's a perfect time for public engagement.
So I think there'll be a definite impact from public comment, what they like to see more of, in terms of how we instruct the city manager to go forward.
The Bozeman City Commission continues to meet virtually, where all members of the public are encouraged to join. Reporting in Bozeman, Gabby Crevitt, MTN News.
Homeowners in rural areas are being encouraged to take precautions to help reduce the risk from wildfire. MTN's Russ Thomas has the story.
A crew from the Frenchtown Rural Fire Department was hard at work today thinning trees and cleaning brush and debris as wildfire season draws closer.
We are removing the vegetative fuel, so trees and brush. By removing that, we're hoping to reduce the fire intensity around here where people live.
Looking ahead in the days to come, afternoon temperatures well into the 80s and 90s, coupled with very little opportunity for a rain event, will dry out fuels quickly. Wildland Fire Mitigation Crew Foreman Ben Murphy says homeowners in wooded areas need to prepare their homes now.
Starting right now, we're starting to dry out. It's starting to get crackly in the woods. Now's the time for sure for that kind of last minute seasonal prep that you might be thinking about doing.
Murphy says it's important to clean as much of that debris and clutter as you can from within 30 feet of your home to help prevent those fires that start from embers flying in from above.
What I really recommend for folks is to focus on what we call the home ignition zone. Keeping your roof clean and your gutters clear of pine needles, keeping your yard as green as possible. Don't let vegetation grow up underneath decks and porches and eaves. This would be a good time to move that stack of lumber that you got hiding under your deck to keep dry. That's the kind of thing that could catch on fire and cause problems quickly.
Murphy adds raking up pine needles around the home is helpful in reducing the risk of home fires. With August and September forecasted to be warmer and drier than average, taking these preventative steps now could save your home in the event of a wildfire in your area. In Missoula, Russ Thomas, MTN News.
6:34 now. 89 new cases of coronavirus reported yesterday in the state of Montana. State Department of Health reported 29 of those cases in Yellowstone County. There are 463 active cases there. Flathead County had 16 new cases for a total of 67 active. Gallatin County, 8 new cases for a total of 101 active. Silver Bow County has 4 new cases, 21 active. Madison County reporting 3 new cases for a total of 16 active. Statewide, Montana has 1,217 active cases. 62 people are currently in the hospital. More than 2,000 people have recovered from the virus, but 46 people have died.
Just ahead to 6:35 now. Parents, of course, are considering different options when it comes to school as they manage the pressure of the pandemic. One of those is called microschooling. It's basically a small school. It could have a regular classroom space or operate out of someone's home using remote curriculums.
Usually there's a theme attached to it or a certain population they're serving, or they're trying to accomplish something that perhaps isn't getting accomplished in larger schools.
Coalition. She hopes they can help ease dropout rates, making sure no kid falls through the cracks. She says they also allow teachers to build relationships with each student and focus on their passions.
We all thrive when we're seen, heard, and valued, and that can't always happen if a teacher has 149 other kids to teach that day.
O'Shaughnessy says parents in the Seattle area have turned to social media with questions about logistics or inclusion. That's also true for a mom in Boston. She created a Facebook group for parents and educators interested in microschooling.
We want to utilize the curriculum that our school system is working very hard to create. We are not by any means saying that that is not good enough for us. We wish in a perfect world that we could send our kids back to school and learn what the teachers have to learn. But for various reasons, we are uncomfortable doing that.
The Microschool Coalition offers free information and podcasts if you want to learn more. O'Shaughnessy hopes the conversation on microschooling will increase scrutiny of our current system, which she calls outdated.
Well, for our viewers, we have a programming update for you. KBC KXLF now dark for customers of Dish. In a statement from our parent company, EW Scripps said, quote, "After nearly 5 months of negotiating with Dish and multiple contract extensions, we are disappointed that Scripps and Dish have not been able to reach a resolution to a new distribution agreement. We intend to continue to negotiate as long as it takes to reach a new agreement that returns KBZK and KXLF to the air quickly," end quote. Now, if you have family or friends who have lost access to this channel because they are Dish subscribers, tell them they should visit our local website for more information. They also can see us for free over the air or switch to any other cable or satellite company in our area.
6:37 now. While the Free Art and Music Festival Slam has been canceled in Bozeman because of COVID-19, you can still look forward to some different Slam events this year. The event usually happens during the first weekend in August at the same time as the Sweet Pea Festival in Bozeman. This year, both events are joining forces for an art show where numerous artists have their own booths on display all across town. Slam's executive director says the spread out show is a great way to continue to showcase artists' work while reducing the large crowd sizes and promoting social distancing.
We are encouraging people who do participate in the tour to wear a mask, take it with you. Each of the artists is responsible for enforcing or presenting their own set of rules within their booths. So we hope that people will be very respectful of whatever the parameters are set out by the artists.
You can also support artists online through an online auction. You can learn more about this event by visiting our website.
Well, your Monday morning commute might be a little easier today, at least for anyone who's tired of navigating all the construction closures on Durston in Bozeman. Roundabout at Durston Ferguson Avenue is complete. As you can see, all the barricades are gone. Wow, soak it in. Traffic moving through that area nicely right now.
I actually use that roundabout quite often.
Do you?
And so this just makes me so happy.
You are a happy person on that. That's awesome.
I can actually go that way and not get stuck and say, why did I go this way?
It's awesome.
It's multiple times a week.
Free flowing paved traffic. It's such a wonderful thing.
Oh man.
There we go.
Beautiful to see.
That's right.
So happy.
There we go.
6:38 now. We're going to take a quick break, but details of the new pandemic economic relief bill are due to be unveiled in Washington. Coming up, we're going to tell you what that might include.